Yes, everybody, Sportsman Bet, Stephen Howson and Anton. Are you alright? Are you alright?
I'm alright, my mate.
Oh my God, what a week of football we've had, if you ignore the new camp. Coming up, we have got new camp talk. We have got what's happening this weekend. We have got the title race as it's getting, not just the title race, the top four race is insane. And we've had some decent winners on Jungle Cats.
Yes, we have.
First up then, we are going to be talking about should we say Champions League reaction?
Champions League reaction, and Steve, how did you find it?
Didn't want to win it anyway.
3-0 in the Bernabeu, 4-0 on aggregate.
But it was actually the new camp if you want to get tempted. 3-0 in the new camp. It was a lesson not taught by Matt Busby.
Started well.
Yeah, and that's what kills you. It's the hope of that first 5 minutes that kills you. You go, oh, I was literally going, what is happening?
Yeah.
Why have we had like 5 chances created so far? If Marcus puts that away, is it a different story? We will never know. We could have just woken the beast up and lost 5-0, or 5-1 even. Look, United had no right to be competing with even a pretty ordinary Barcelona team by their standards. Yeah. We had no right to be in there. But look, at the end of the day, we've gone further than Real Madrid. We've gone further than Paris Saint-Germain. We've equalled the greatest Premier League team ever, according to some, in where they went. And we played Barcelona, not Spurs. So, circumstances of this season, it's all right, I guess.
Yeah, I reckon so. They gave a good account of themselves, I think. And off the back of that, what needs to happen at Man United now, moving forward?
I think United have got to have a recruitment overhaul. Whether that means bringing in a director of football, I think that would be a very good idea. Someone like Paul Mitchell at Leipzig has been touted, and he's done some fantastic things at Spurs, Leipzig, and at Southampton as well. No coincidence how Southampton have completely fell away since his influence has disappeared from them. We have to have a sensible recruitment policy, because at the moment we lurch from shirt seller to shirt seller. And in all of the time that we've seen what's been happening on the pitch, and we're bringing in Di Maria, we're bringing in Falcao, and we're signing Paul Pogba, and we're paying 75 million for Lukaku, we haven't upgraded the defence to any level of a degree. We've still, even with buying Dalot last season, he was always going to be a backup guy. He'd only ever played 6 matches.
I think that was shown the other night by how many of the defence started from back where Ferguson
4 of the back 5 was there from the defeat against Basel in 2011.
Madness.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that a club of United stature, a club that's got the hopes, the wishes, the resources that United have got to be playing. I don't want to go in on the guy too much, but he is at the moment the epitome of Glazeronomics. He is the epitome of the mismanagement of the Manchester United squad, that number 18. So I think that as long as he's still getting starts and wearing a captain's armband, think of that.
Yeah.
You had Messi shaking his hand before the game and you go, levels.
Your captain's got to be setting an example, hasn't he? Come on.
So yeah, a lesson was taught. But I tell you what, I didn't half enjoy that City Spurs game. What a game of football that was.
One of the best games I've watched in a long time.
And a
really
drama
good.
At the end.
And VAR.
I swore at my TV and then I was singing VAR's name from the rooftops afterwards. On a serious note, rivalries aside, I was very happy with how the result went down because it now means I don't have to worry about City eclipsing what happened in 1999. Come on. But imagine that happens in all the big games where you have moments snatched away from you like that. At some point, that's going to grate.
There could be titles won and lost on decisions like this.
But 2010, United, we have a Drogba offside goal. The point difference was at 1 between ourselves and Chelsea. We could have won the league on the back of that. This is football. And I thought it was even a bit unfair to go all the way back to where Aguero was offside. And it's fraction of an inch. And you think, the linesman wasn't giving that. Was it the correct result? Yeah, probably. But the linesman wasn't giving that then. Why have you allowed play to go on for another 2 minutes to even get to that point? I've seen what happens in rugby. In rugby now, that elation of scoring a try is kind of diminished because they go, the referee's going to check because he's got the ability to check it.
You can't enjoy it, can you?
It kills it. You lose those. Imagine 1999 final when this fella sticks it in the net, right? And it's like, and Solskjaer's put it in the back of the net. Shall we just go to VAR quickly and see if that's going to stand? And everyone's like, no, it's not the same as... No. That famous commentary line. Let's go and check VAR to see if that's a valid goal. Come on, man. Come on. You lose those moments, you lose the game. Game's gone.
It needs some tweaking. It definitely needs some tweaking.
Yeah,
but
it does.
I wanted to keep the game as human as possible, but the officials don't seem to be able to do the job well enough, and so they're almost relying on this and are happy for it to happen.
That's what
now.
happened in rugby. Is that you go, you're just going to give that try 100 times out of 100 unless you've got the video referee, and then you go, oh, let me just check something that happened 3/4 of an hour ago. No, mate, just give it a try. How about that? How about that? But they're scared of the backlash and they're scared of making a wrong decision, and because they've got that fallback, they go to the fallback, and it kills the game. It absolutely kills the game.
I agree. And off the back of that now, Barcelona are now 6-4 favourites for the Champions League. We've got Liverpool second favourites at 5-2. Then you've got Ajax and Spurs.
Come on, Ajax!
Ajax. And for me, they've got a real chance. They are not frightened of anyone. Some of that
play
stuff.
Some fantastic football.
Some of that stuff.
Do you know what I hope? I hope they don't get picked to pieces. They've already lost Frankie de Jong. There's a lot of talk that Delict's going to follow him out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, what a lad he is, by the way. Young teenager, captain, and he's not like. I saw people like, oh, he's a bit of a prospect. No, he's not a prospect. He's a leader. For such a wise head on them shoulders for that age. Top player. Whoever gets him's got a top centre half for a decade.
Fantastic.
Pay the man, whatever it costs.
Going back to Man United, who needs to come in and who needs to go?
I don't think it's necessarily like that player needs to come in. I think you've got to strengthen the defence. I think they've got to transition the midfield to a team that's going to play the sort of football that Ollie wants to play.
And like you said, with recruitment as well, and bringing through the
right
youth.
Players, not the big names. I don't care if we don't spend a penny on anybody. It's not about the money spent, it's about the player that we get in. So if the right player that we get in is a 35-year-old from the Championship, we get on a free, get him. As long as we get the tools to do the job that Ollie wants us to do, that's all I care about. I don't care about names, don't care about prices.
Ticking boxes.
Yeah, I want the guy that is right for the job. On the outs, I think this little Sanchez experiment, 18 months of him, it's not worked.
No.
And not only has it not worked, it's now a detriment to the rest of the team, I think.
To the wage structure.
The wage structure's massively been skewed because of him. I think if he goes, you can start to put in a more sensible strategy for everything.
Definitely, yeah. And United are away at Everton this weekend. Must-win game if you want to get in this top four, Steve.
They were absolutely belting against Arsenal a couple of weeks ago, weren't they?
We've slated them so much this season. We really have. And the last three home games...
I don't really mean it.
The last three home games, 0-0 with Liverpool, and then they've beaten Chelsea and Arsenal. So
the writing's on the wall, isn't it?
The writing's on the wall, and I think that's shown in the prices from the bookies. United odds again 6-5 away at Everton. Everton 5-2. And
it's not an easy game, this.
Do you see yourselves winning? I know United's away form has been very, very good this season.
Our away form's carried us a little bit because we've struggled at home when you'd expect us to do a little bit better. I think we win because I think we've got to win, and I can't think of anything else because that's the seasons are right. I feel like we've got to win. We've just got to rack up points we've got to win every game bar City essentially, haven't we? We drop points against Everton. That is it. Every game's a must-win from now on. Apart from the City game.
Just having a look at the odds for the top four now, and Spurs 2-7, Arsenal 1-2, Chelsea 13-8, and United 11-4.
Well, let me throw this scenario at
Go
you.
on then.
United come third. Shut up, listen. Arsenal come fourth. Spurs get to the Champions League final. Chelsea play Arsenal in the Europa League final. Chelsea beat Arsenal. Spurs win the Champions League. Arsenal come fourth and don't get Champions League football. And they have to watch their nearest rival Spurs win the Champions League and take their spot.
There's so many scenarios that could happen.
I might pass out from laughing.
In a small space of time. And I tell you,
what could also happen is we could see Liverpool win the league. At least City aren't going to have to win the Champions League, but you could see a Champions League and league double from Liverpool, and United could come finish fifth. So it's not the worst scenario possible, but it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad, yeah. Very bad. And having a look at the title race odds now, it's very, very tight.
Oh, it flip-flops with every game, doesn't it?
City 8-11, Liverpool 11-10, which I think is big. I think it's big to say that City are playing Spurs and United in the next two games off the back of what's happened. So how do you see City against Spurs on Saturday lunchtime?
I don't know if it's me just hoping and projecting. I see like 5-0 City, something mental like that, where they really go and get revenge for what happened midweek. Damaging Spurs' top 4 chances, increasing theirs. That's what I want to happen. Does that mean it will happen? Gonna find out, aren't we? I wouldn't be betting on it, put it that way.
No, and I think I saw
clear.
I saw City were as short as 1-3 to win that game, and bloody hell, would not be going anywhere near that. I would not be going anywhere near that.
Worth the value, is it?
And I think you had a winner on the betting as well, Steve, didn't you, last week?
2-1 United against Watford. Thank you.
Very nice. What price was that?
It was about 8 or 9 to 1.
8 or 9 to 1. Lovely stuff. Nice little correct score for you there. I actually had a winner for myself, Steve, over the last week, and it was something we actually flagged up on the Sportsman Bet Twitter around the middle of March, and it was actually the Tiger double, which was Tiger Roll to win the Grand National and Tiger Woods to win the Masters. Have a look at this. I've put a couple of my free bets on this. 3 £5 free bets, and it's returned just over £1,000. Nice double. My bet of the season there, Steve. Quite pleased with myself for that one.
That is not a bad one.
Very happy with that. And William Hill, off the back of Tiger Woods' win, William Hill actually had the biggest ever payout, which came in Nevada in America, and someone put $85,000 on Tiger Woods to win the US Masters, and it paid out the maximum payout, $1.2 million. Here he is. Have a look at this. He's there. He's big check. There he is, his lad, but absolutely fantastic winner. And for me,
stop that. How much have you got in your back burner to be able to go? I'm just going to put a really randomly specific number, 85 grand on it.
Too much.
Too much. Well, fair play, mate, because it paid off.
Fair play, and it was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely loved Tiger Woods.
You see the bookies lose like that, but I bet they were sick counting that one out, weren't they?
They were. I think it was a big loss for them. We saw a lot of betting slips on Twitter of the double.
People all went with Tiger.
They did. He's such a popular selection. He's probably underpriced at a lot of tournaments
I
for
watched
that
a
reason.
great video of him looking at all the people saying he's never going to win anything again, and just him sitting there grinning at it. I thought, that's class, that.
Yeah,
well
there's something very special about a comeback in sport like that. Really
I was watching the other day. Premier League years was on, right? And it was 2000, 2001. Tiger Woods was winning, and you're like, 20 years ago that. Look at him. Still knocking it about.
And around that time, Steve, just going back to the betting, I know when he was in the peak of his powers, he was going off at around 2-1 for majors. That's how good he was at that time. 2-1, 5-2 for major tournaments. He was 14-1 to win the Masters last week, but absolutely brilliant. I've also been speaking to the Squirrel again, Steve, this week.
Oh, yeah.
And his treble was let down by Everton.
Yeah, it was.
A very poor performance at Fulham. What were all that about?
Don't know, but do you know what? I don't often put the Squirrels one on, but I fancied that last week.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Very unlucky, but he's gone for another treble in the Premier League this week. And the first one he's gone for is Wolves to win at home to Brighton. And Brighton are on that absolutely stinking run.
I can see that.
They've lost the last 5 without scoring, and they've got such a tough run in. I know they play 3 of the top 6. Wolves away, and I think it's Newcastle at home in the last 5 fixtures. They're about 9-4 to be relegated. And I tell you what, I can't see them winning again. I really can't.
Bold.
I think Brighton. I'm hoping that Cardiff are going to do something
against Liverpool.
I really am.
Fingers crossed. I mean, they're that bad that this game is going to be 5-0 or Cardiff 1-0. Something like that.
I'd love a dirty 1-0 Warnock.
Oh, yeah. Warnock just...
Oh, yes, I'd like a bit of that. But anyway, first one, Wolves to win at home to Brighton. Then on to Watford. They're away at Huddersfield. Huddersfield have lost 19 of 21 in the league this season, of the last 21, sorry. And Watford are in this race for 7th, which is actually pretty tight.
I'll tell you what, they were belted Monday night against Arsenal.
Yeah,
I don't know how they come out of that losing.
If Troy Deeney hadn't got sent off at the beginning of the game...
They'd probably slap them. They were so good.
And they've really won me over, Watford, this season. Some of the stuff they're playing under Javi Gracia.
Missing some key players in there too as well, so it's not, they're not even just like a good starting 11. They've obviously got a good team.
Fair play, yeah. And the race for 7th, 1 point between 4 teams. Watford have a game in hand, and I can see them winning this. They'll be up for it. The last one in the Squirrels treble is actually gone for a Bournemouth win at home to Fulham. And Bournemouth haven't actually won at home in 4 games, but
I can't see Fulham winning 2 back-to-back.
Fulham have only won 2 in 2019. They did get that win at Everton last week, but Bournemouth, 5-0 away win at Brighton, fresh off the back of that, at home.
Yeah, you got to go with that.
Yeah.
So you're going with, who's that then? Bournemouth, Watford, Wolves.
Bournemouth, Watford, Wolves. There's a treble, pays around 9-2, £10 returns 55, and you can get to the link to that in the comments below.
I think I might have that one.
And I think you've got a bet for us also, haven't you, Steve?
I'm been all right on my
Everton v United. Yeah, we've both done all right for a change.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
High five, give me that.
Oh, yes, put it there, brother.
My scorecast's been doing all right.
You've been knocking on doors, because I remember United v Watford at home the other week, you had 2-0 on it. That became 2-1 right at the end of the game, didn't it? You missed out on a correct score.
There was one, Watford. No, one Watford. I can't remember. Yeah, there's been a couple that have just missed that one. Just missed that one. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I am going go for 3-1 United.
3-1 United away at Everton.
I was looking at throwing a Lukaku scorer in there as well, but it weren't amazing odds, to be honest. So I just 3-1 United.
Yep.
18-1.
18-1.
18-1.
Lovely price, lovely price.
It.
I could do with that. I could do with getting a few funds for the summer holidays, you know what I mean? Might go and spend a bit of time with a squirrel down Formby Squirrel Sanctuary, something like that.
That one comes in for you. Give us a shout. Let us know in the comments what you're going for this weekend as well. And who are you thinking for in the top 4? Because there literally is...
It's bloody tight.
Everybody. There's 2 places, 4 teams going for it. Someone's properly missing out.
It really is. It's a fascinating end to the season.
Hopefully Arsenal and Chelsea, but there you go.
Definitely. And we'll be back next week with more for the Manchester derby, won't we, Steve? And I think we'll also be joined by Miss Harriet Muckle, City's finest. But yeah, we'll see you for that one next week.
Who do we cheer for? Our half and half scarf? No. But
We won't go there.
No.
We won't go there.
See you next week.
See you next week.